Says I'm back. Let me see. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Doesn't look like it. Gonna have to see if this somewhere. Where do I have that? Where did I put that? It's not it. Huh. Let me see here. Maybe this, okay, so here's what's going on. It's showing my old stream that stopped. It's showing the previous stream as if it's still around, but it's not. That old stream is definitely gone. So, I don't know quite what is happening there. Let's see if anyone comes in here. First of all, it's going to be. Let me see if this other one says live from the office. Let me see if it still says. Yeah, it says live now on that one. That's not true. That's not true at all, guys. Live from the office is over. That was the stream that I was doing from my telephone. And then my telephone died. You understand what happened there? This one still says, well, now this one says it's buffering. Okay, now it looks like it's working. Maybe. Hold on, let's put that. There we go. No. I gotta be a little higher. Gotta go a little higher than that. Is that okay? All right. Well, I didn't want to end the evening on my phone dying, so I decided that I would hop back on, get the actual computer going. This is not the ideal setup. Let me say that. This is not the final setup. Here's a horrible thing about wearing glasses, let me tell you, is when you're trying to live stream, when you're trying to do an internet video on your computer, and you get this awful glare. Look, you can barely see my eyes. You know? My whole lens is taken up by the computer glare over there. And this big screen over here, it's bright. I'm gonna have to mess with that to make sure that it doesn't wash out all the color from my face, because now I'm looking very ghostly. I've got some tweaking to do, but let me just say, it's nice to be back, live streaming again. I've got some tricks and treats ready to go, and we're gonna start having some fun. Okay? We will have some fun. Right now I'm downloading Animal Crossing. Everyone's talking about Animal Crossing right now. I'm trying to download it onto my Switch because you can't really go out right now. You're not supposed to. I'm a big proponent of, of going out and buying the physical copy of a game. That's what I actually prefer to do. Let me switch this around. Does that help at all? Then I get like I'm a big proponent of buying the physical copy of video games that I like. Right now, however, is not the time to be doing that sort of thing. You should only be going out and buying physical products if you absolutely need them. Food. Probably don't need water because your tap probably works. Now, I know some of you out there will say, well, I don't like that. I don't like tap water. Well, to me, you got to save every penny right now that you can when it comes to that kind of stuff, you know. If you're getting free water, why spend money on it? Buy a Brita. Buy a Britter. Hey, Obi-Wan's here. Hello, Obi-Wan. Cheers to ya. Cheers to ya, mate. Cheers. Audio is functioning. That's good. Let me try something. Here's a very crude sort of, let me see. Gothic background. I'm gonna look up a Gothic background on YouTube. Not on YouTube. On how about this? Oh, that's cool. How about this one? No, I don't like that lady. It's a little too... I'm looking up a dark background to put on my computer screen so that my face isn't so washed out. There. That's good. I think that's better. Yeah. Okay, so now let me look at the chat here. Obi-Wan wants to know, am I locked down in Ohio? Actually, they're calling it, we've gotten a stay-at-home order. That's what our governor, Mike DeWine, has called it. It's a stay-at-home order, and that goes into effect tomorrow night at 11:59. Tomorrow at 11:59 is when our stay-at-home order goes into effect. Let me just see something here. Just toss that over to the side just a bit. Is that the direction I want it to go, or is it the other way? Maybe it's the other way. Let me try this. How's that? I'm trying to put myself in the middle. And I don't have access to the camera functions here. How's that? A little better? That's a little better. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we've got until 11:59 tomorrow evening to go out to, I guess, well, you're still not supposed to go about willy-nilly, but if there are any completely unnecessary items you need, say a physical copy of Animal Crossing, if you really wanted to risk it, tomorrow would be your day to do it. After tomorrow, it's going to be whittled down to sort of essential workers and people who are going out for grocery items and things of that nature. People who have doctor's appointments and whatnot. But beyond that, you're supposed to stay inside. I feel like you should be doing that already. That's my opinion. Probably should not be going out and congregating. I've seen people in some areas are still going out and playing pickup basketball games. People are still going to restaurants in some areas. People are still getting together and throwing parties. These people are not taking this seriously, and they're not helping anyone. And it's people like that force us to have to deal with things like lockdown orders. If everyone just did the common sense thing and, could maybe look beyond themselves for a second, then we wouldn't have to worry about that. But so many people are kind of like, well, I'm young and dumb and so calm and, well, it's not going to affect me. Well, maybe not. But it'll certainly affect other people that you come into contact with, which is a big problem. You don't know the type of job that, say, Joe Schmo that you walk past on the street has, what kind of responsibilities he has. For instance, Bender, who used to be part of Super Divorce, he is actually a cook. He is, I believe, the kitchen manager at a retirement home. So, I mean, he has a lot of weight attached to his job. He has to get, the head check temperature scan every day when he goes into work. And they've got a lot of strict guidelines, obviously, because he's preparing food for a bunch of senior citizens who are in a retirement home. If he has to go out and get an essential item for himself during the day, and a bunch of people have been through the store that didn't need to be there, who are also contacting other people who were not being very careful, then he might end up taking something back to the retirement home. That's how this stuff spreads, because you can get it from people who aren't showing any symptoms at all, and then you can carry it without showing symptoms yourself, and then pass it on to people who are most definitely going to show symptoms. People will be very heavily impacted by your negligence. So, the best thing to do is stay inside. Stay home. Just, Obi-Wan says that's crazy stuff. Yeah. His offices in Sydney and Melbourne have been told to work from home. He's pretty sure it will extend to Perth in the next few days. Yeah, and what's tricky about it is I don't know how closely you follow any of the U.S. news, Obi-Wan, but our state, luckily, I think we're in very good hands. Our governor has been very proactive through all of this and really has led the way for states that are not in the middle of a crisis, like New York, California, Washington State, sort of the big cities on the coasts have been the most heavily impacted. But we do have, I think, something around 300 cases in Ohio now. Nothing compared to what, say, New York or San Francisco is dealing with, where they're actually starting to feel that crisis crunch part of it. We have started to take action in Ohio before it gets to that point. And some people have been critical of it. I think it's exactly what you need to do. And the reason for that is so many people have it right now that don't realize it. If we're able to shut down all of the unnecessary commerce, all the unnecessary travel from here to there, people going about, getting together, having parties, having dinners, if all of that is taken away and all of these sources of transmission are sort of taken out of the network, then you drastically reduce the capability of this thing to become what it could. And so it requires a little bit of foresight. You have to not be where you are now, but imagine where you would be a week from now if you didn't change anything. And if this thing hit the way that they said it probably will. Look at where it happened in some other places where they didn't heed the warnings. We still have an opportunity to drastically reduce the damage this does here. So hopefully, Obi-Wan, hopefully if Sydney and Melbourne are taking action, then your area will follow very quickly before it gets to the point where you feel like you have to. That's a big thing. I think that's one of the things that people can do to stop it from becoming a full-blown crisis in their particular area, is to stay in and take these measures before you really feel like you need to. Then it won't get to the point where you feel like it's something that's being imposed upon you. It's something that you are doing to prevent it from getting there. And it's tough for a lot of people to comprehend and process. And it's understandably so, because that means missing work. That means missing out on get-togethers, interacting with people. It means sacrificing. But in this case, I believe that it is worth it. So hopefully many people out there are able to heed those warnings and Make it happen. And defeat, as President Trump calls it, this invisible enemy in this time of war. Yes, it is a time of war. We are at war with the invisible, unseen enemy, at least in, to the naked eye, we could say. Yeah. I also heard that they're going to be developing, or they are developing right now, some tests that are just, blowing the current ones out of the water as far as like not only comfort level, because they have to take this current test. I don't know if you've seen the graphic. If you're out there and you're thinking about having a test done, consider this. This is not to put you off if you're showing symptoms, but if you're not showing symptoms and you're just kind of paranoid just because you're like, well, I'm going to go out and try and get a test just because I want to see, and you don't really feel like you need it, consider this. They got to take this swab that's like this long and like jam it all the way. It goes inside your nose, like on the little graphic. It's like it's going all the way back to here. It's like to the back of your sinuses, just jamming it through right in there. And then they got to kind of swab around and pull it out. They're talking about some new ones now that can be self-administered, that don't have to be shoved all the way into your brain, and that can also give you a result within like 45 minutes. So that would be pretty cool. That would be nice. I hope that works out. Hopefully that gets approved. Some of the advantages of unleashing the free market on a thing like this is all of these different companies can just rush in there and try to come up with the best product. So say what you will about the American healthcare system. That is one perk, is we've got a lot of different people attacking this as opposed to one centralized sort of conglomerate trying to control things from the top down. It's like you've got a bunch of people swarming from all sides trying to contain this. So a little something to think about. A little something. Oh, what else is going on? So I gave a tour of my new office. That's what I was doing just before my telephone decided to call it a day, call it a night. And I did not want things to end that way. I didn't think that was a very good thing to do. I did not like the idea of letting that be the way that my streaming ended for the evening. So this is just a casual capper for that. A follow-up, if you will, because I got through pretty much everything. I think you saw the most of it. There might be a few things I'll kind of get to later. We'll do that some other time. But very soon, I will jump back into Shenmue. That's ready to go. Computer Gaming Center is ready to go. I'm going to tweak the lighting in here, so that's a bit better. My audio didn't work for the office tour. For the whole thing, I thought it was just a very short period of time. Because Me82 and Jess and Cub were kind of shooting the shit with me. Unless it cut it out in the replay, I don't know. I know in the first one, in that first video, the audio was not working, but I deleted that. The one that was like 5 minutes long. The one that like just ran out when I was in the middle of it. I thought the audio was working for the majority of that. I think there might have been one spot, but I got it corrected. I believe that's the case. So what else is going on? So we got Shenmue coming up. We've got some new installments of What Could It Be now on the horizon. We're gonna get some more of those. That's exciting. That's a fun thing to do. I always like doing those. I got a few of those to make. What else? What else is going on? Probably going to be probably about it. Going to be starting in a lot more work on the next album / comic book. Really trying to figure out when I want to announce the title, because I've had that solidified in mind for probably close to a year now. I don't know when I want to announce it, because I'm still not ready to show like any artwork or any new music or anything like that. But I feel like I need to get the hype train rolling, you know? Start talking about it, and get the word out there. Also, I need to start shilling Super Divorce stuff more. I realize that I've made a huge mistake over the period of time, you know. And this is something I've struggled with my entire career of playing music, is I've never shilled my own shit enough. I need to start doing that more. It's just something I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do it more. It just has to happen. It's got to get done. I've got CDs. I've got vinyl records. I've got a few t-shirts left. But I don't believe that I'm going to sell those. I think that those will be like gifts. Those will be kind of giveaways. I'm going to have to talk about that stuff more. I will. I'm going to have to make sure to mention that stuff in every stream. Because I've got CDs and vinyl records that I need to move. I don't want this stock sitting around. You know what I mean? I've got to get that stuff going. I got to talk about it. It's good shit, man. You know? No reason to be ashamed. I come from a kind of, well, what did you call it? My early days all spent in kind of the post-hardcore and kind of DIY punk-ish scene, where I think that kind of stuff is looked down upon. You know, I'm past that. I'm a 34-year-old man. I've worked sales jobs. I have to start selling my own shit. That's what this is all about. Building towards doing a very successful comic book and music album crowdfunding campaign the next time around. So I've got to get this music out there. I've got to get people excited, fired up. You know, we got to get fired up about it. I got to move some shit. We got to move some things. So get ready for that. More shilling. And I would appreciate any shilling anyone out there would like to do for me. We've got to be a team as we move forward. More than ever. More than ever. I've not watched the newest Castlevania yet, Obi-Wan. Actually, I just started going back through season 1, watching it with Jess. So now might be a good time within the next few days, because the tattoo shop is closed down. Obviously, that's not seen as an essential business. So now would probably be a good time. Be a good time to do that. Run through that. I need to get caught up on Curb Your Enthusiasm too. The season finale was tonight, I believe. I watched the first 2 episodes and then never got back around to it. Very far behind. I'm not happy about that. I'm not. I take no pride in that. Oh, okay. Hold on. Where do we go here? Where do we go? I'm just grabbing the. Well, I don't know. Who knows? I can't find one of them. I can't find the damn whatchamacallit. Where'd I go? Ah, there we are. I'm back. So here's Super Divorce's action figures, full length 10-song album on compact disc. Obi-Wan has one of these. He has the vinyl record too. I don't have one of those in front of me. But you can get this, and you can get this. This is the first Super Divorce album. Quite different than this one. This one's got a lot more heavy guitar, drums, screaming, yelling type of stuff going on. This one's more like your 80s synth pop. And this is more the direction that the music is headed in, moving forward, you could say. Go to superdivorceme.com for your chance to pick up either of these, or just to listen to the music. You can do that for free. You can stream the music, or you can stream it on Spotify. If you're not much into the physical collecting, if you got rid of your CDs, if you got rid of your vinyl records, that's fine. You can go to Spotify or Apple Music or Amazon even, and just look up Super Divorce and you can find all the music there. So check it out and give it a shot. Let me know what you think. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can do that too. Just at Super Divorce. Okay? At Super Divorce. Getting into a bit of Comicsgate shenanigans on there, getting blocked by comic book professionals. I've been blocked by Dan Slott, famous Spider-Man writer. Earlier this week, I was blocked by Donny Cates, the writer of Absolute Carnage and Venom, because I had the nerve to call him out on some failed virtue signaling, and he didn't like that much. He did not appreciate it. He blocked me. That's okay. I have plenty of other creators that I can spend my money on. That's just fine. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Comment below. Listen to the music. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.